What the fuck? Hey guys, how's it going? Frias Leon here from Rewind Videos and Death is Kind Productions. Welcome to another Rewind Video Reviews. And I'm going to try my damnest to try to get through this review talking about this movie. Not because it's bad, but because it is weird as shit. This movie is called Ninja Zombie. For those collectors out there and those aficionados who love bad movies just as myself, you probably heard of this movie going around. Distributed by AGFA Releasing and Bleeding Skull. Those people are notorious for releasing Z-graded movies, and I love them for that, especially Bleeding Skull. I love what they've been doing with some of their releases and with their reviews. They're really, really great. Check them out. I'll put a link down below about them. Now, what can I say about Ninja Zombie? First off, let's go through a little history lesson about this movie. This movie was finished in 1992, shot in Chicago, my homeland, but was never released. Never found a distributor to release the movie. So this is the first time ever that we're able to watch this movie. This movie got a little chance of showing itself to the world. So it's been over like about 25 years. Now, the movie itself is shot on Super 8, and it is almost like a weird exploitation film, but it's in a way almost like satirical. You know, if that was intentional or not, who knows, but that's how I took it. It almost has the same vein of Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter with a little bit of Nudist Colony of the Dead, just the way it was shot and done. You can tell it's very, very amateurish. Everybody who worked on this was their first project ever, you can tell, but it does have a lot of charm to it. As weird as it is. I mean, the plot, if I can even try to describe it, you know, it's pretty much about a guy working for this evil overlord who knows martial arts, who goes by the name of Sarantran or something like that. Sorry if I mispronounce it, but he's like this dude who likes spiders, and he has this throne, this cheaply made throne that looks like a spider, and he has this shitty ass tattoo. Like, this makeup effect is so funny, but he has this one makeup effect that looks like there's like a spider on his eye, and the little tentacle or leg things are like wiggling up and down. And if you watch it closely, it looks like the legs get longer and longer every time you see him, which is really ridiculous. But you can tell he shot in somebody's garage, and he just put some lighting and some fog machines and shit. Really hilarious. But yeah, the guy who works for him tries to ask help from his friend who just proposed to his girlfriend, but he gets killed in this whole chaotic plot. But then the guy who asks for his help brings him back from the dead, and he becomes the Ninja Zombie. And he uses his friend, who's the zombie now, to try to stop the martial arts overlord who wants to take over and wants to grab this vessel of life, which is just the cheap dollar store vase. So that's what you're getting yourself into when you watch this kind of movie. I mean, the action scenes, like the fighting scenes, pretty amateurish. I mean, they're really, really fun to watch, but they speed it up so you can tell that the action's really fast paced, you know, which is really funny. There's some cool gore effects here and there. I mean, there's one part where he tears a guy's arm off, turns the hand into a fist, and then beats people with it, which is ridiculously funny. It's just so funny. But overall, the movie is pretty fun to watch. I mean, it's one of those movies that you just have to drink, watch with your friends, and just laugh at. Again, it has in the same vein as Jesus Christ Superstar, you know, Nudist Colony of the Dead, and stuff like movies like that, where it's just so, you can tell it was just done with a lot of love, and you know, just had fun with it. You know what I mean? So it has a lot of charm to it. Now, the DVD release itself does have quite a lot of special features on it. It actually has commentary by the director himself, Mark Messenger. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but yeah, he talks a lot about the movie and what they went through, which is very interesting. It also has an interview with the actor who plays the Ninja Zombie himself, and he tells his stories about the making of it and how much he had a lot of fun with it. Now here's the weird thing. This movie, this DVD release does have behind the scenes footage. The weird thing about that is, now the quality of the movie when you watch it is poor. I mean, they had to rip it from beta tape elements, even though it was shot on Super 8, because they transferred the Super 8 footage onto beta tapes, and then that's the only elements they can get. So it isn't like too crazy like remastered, and how can you with that kind of material? But the behind the scene footage looks really crisp. You know, they might have used one of those 1080p VHS camcorders, not sure, you know, to record it behind the scenes, but the behind the scenes look way more clear, very well pictured. Like the picture quality on the behind the scenes is 10 times better than the movie itself, which I found pretty funny. But it was really cool to see how they shot some things. And it's cool, me as a guy who lived in Chicago, it's cool to see the different locations and recognizable locations that they shot at, because that was cool. Now the DVD itself has a reversible cover. I preferably like this cheap cover. The reversible side is interesting. It is cool. It has like a cool like art style to it. But I preferably love this really cheap cover. It's amazing. It looks like it was made on Paint, Microsoft Paint. You know, but yeah. So this is an interesting movie. Give it a watch if you come across it. You can buy it on Amazon, maybe your local movie store. But yeah, what movies have you discovered that are weird or outlandish that you just came across and you just had to share with your friends? Please comment down below, share some of the movies that you love. And as always, subscribe. If you got any questions, please message us. If you got any requests, throw us a comment. But yeah, just keep at it. And now it's getting awkward again. Bye.
She goes to a dry